to start with having you make the case for why a functional medicine approach matters so much when we are trying to reel in that immune system. So can you kind of tell us why it's important and what is the best approach to improving overall immune health?
Okay, I'll try to make this understandable, but um, I guess I just have to start by thinking, what are we as human beings, right? We're not our immune system. We're not our nervous system. We're not our gut. We're a collection of all those things, right? We're our livers and our kidneys and our brains and our blood, the circulating white blood cells, the red blood cell. We're a system. And that system it's all functioning like in some amazingly coordinated way. How is it coordinated? We don't know. We don't really understand, but somehow it works, right? And when I say it works, if you get a cut, then your immune cells all come together as a team, as an orchestra, really, and do what needs to be done to expel any potentially bad bacteria, clean up debris, and heal the wound, right? How does it do that? Yeah, and
I don't
I'm
know. How
looking
does
at
it
you,
do
and
that?
you're like, I don't know. I mean, so what I'm saying is kind of semi-miraculous things happen in our body all the time. Now, if a person has diabetes, then they don't take it for granted that that paper cut is going to heal, right? Something goes wrong with the immune system. Now, what was it that went wrong? Why didn't that wound heal right away? Well, obviously, it has something to do with sugar. The glucose is too high, and so insulin's out of whack. Is it the insulin that's messing up the immune system? Is it the excessive glucose that's going rancid? Yeah, sugar goes rancid. People think fats go rancid, but sugars go rancid as well. And when they do, they damage immune cells. And then the immune cells start acting in really untoward, inefficient ways. So as long as the system is working, we think everything's great and we take it for granted, and so what? And then something goes wrong, like a person with diabetes that gets what's a small wound on their foot, and then all of a sudden that wound gets out of control, and then they've got an ulcer, and then they have to have an amputation. I mean, that's an extreme example, but it happens to people all the time. So when we think in terms of the system, then we also have to ask what keeps all those different parts running smoothly, right? How do they function in a coordinated way? And functional medicine specifically ask about all those different parts. How's the gut doing? What's going on with the circulation? How is the liver and the gut detoxifying?
And that's what I really appreciate about functional medicine, that it's not that it's better than a Western medicine pharmaceutical approach. It's a different approach that takes into consideration the whole organisms.
Yep.
And, most of us that practice functional medicine don't just specialize in one function, like, oh, I only do detox. Like, you really can't, because then you're missing the rest of the organism, right, that's sitting in front of you. And it's really beautiful to learn all of the biochemistry behind how all these systems function separately and together. And it's just been like one of my favorite things to learn in all of my medical training is to have this holistic approach to understanding how the human body functions. And even though you learn all this stuff, you do kind of sit back and go, I just don't even know how it all happens and gets coordinated. Even though, yes, on a intellectual level, I can spit it out, but it's just so magnificent.
It's magnificent. I
Yeah.
will say in medical school, you learn the mechanisms of disease just enough so you can have some idea how a drug might work. But then once you've got to the point of understanding how the drug works, that's kind of the end of the learning. I mean, I hate to say that, but
A perfect example of that is detox. Med school, you learn about the liver, but you never learn about these different detoxification pathways and how they can impact health and toxin metabolism, detoxification. So